fungua nini?
Unaweza ipata?
Eh. Fungua YouTube. YouTube imekataa. Kwa angalia YouTube yangu. Angalia. Iko YouTube. Angalia YouTube yangu hii. Shika tatu chini. Tatu leo nitumie sasa hivi. Shika. Nikata. Nimeshia. Tuma pele tu. Jangan kita siya bana sekali. Hello.
How are you? Correct? Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I'm his firstborn daughter, and I want to say for all of you, the ones who call him Chachi or Apeng or Mwalimu, I want to say sorry for your loss, because the loss is not only ours, it's also his. He was a great man, this one that lies here. He was very, very important to his family. He loved us dearly, we loved him dearly, but he has rested. So we will do the best for him. He was, anybody who knows him well knew that he was a simple man. So we, in arranging his send-off, we made sure to keep it as simple as possible. And I hope it will be enough for him. I hope he will not feel like it was too much for him. So one by one, family members will read out some tributes. And then is Prasad from Kitale here?
Yeah,
Prasad, can you say something on behalf of the Kerala Association of Kenya after they finish? You want to start now? You start.
Alright, my name is Kylie.
Hi, I'm just going to read a celebration of the life of George Kandathil. Chachi is the name we call him as his children. So Chachi was born to Wakachin Kandathil and Anakuti Kandathil on the 25th of March 1945 in Kandirapalli, Kerala, India. He was brother to Merikuti Thomas, Tomachan George Kandathil, Amini Matthew, and Kunjama Makachan. He attended Achama Memorial High School, Kalaketi, then CMS College in Kottayam for a bachelor's degree, and finally obtained a master's degree in Kanpur. He came to Kenya in 1973, having been brought by Bishop John Jenga of the Catholic Diocese of Eldoret. His first posting as a teacher was in Kamnituni Secondary School in September of 1973 to December of 1973. From January 1974, he worked in Kimoning Secondary School up to January 1992, when he moved to 64 Secondary School. He worked as the principal until 2016, when he fell ill. He was then put on sick leave until his demise on the 12th of June 2022. He taught schools in Kenya for close to 50 years. He was married to Miss Anne Gerono Jos, and they're blessed with 5 children: Sandhya, Bindu, Shashi, Asha, Usha, and 2 grandchildren, Kylie and Diana. I think his mom is ready. She will read her tribute to him.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I'm so sorry that we've lost this man that was my Prince Charming. I met him some 48 years ago, and we have lived with him for all those years. Out of his 78 years, I have lived with him for 48 years. So he was a kind man, very generous, very wise. He had a lot of wisdom and intellectual. He inspired me a lot, and we lived happily. We had a very happy marriage until 2016, when he got sick. He was not a sickly man. He got sick in 2016. 2016, he had his first stroke, and his problem later on we discovered was a heart problem. He had atrial fibrillation. So we struggled with him. That was October 2016. Then after the next year, 2017 December, again he got another stroke. And from there, his health just kept deteriorating. We fought very hard to remain alive. He fought very hard. We also fought to make sure that he's with us. So that is what we can say. We've struggled with him for 6 years. In the final end, when we knew it was a heart issue he had, we said we'll give him the best. So we started asking where we can get cardiologists, and we got the idea that the best cardiologist, there is a team of cardiologists in Aga Khan Hospital, and that is where we took him. And from the time we took him to Aga Khan Hospital, he actually improved. He improved, but the doctors told us his heart condition will remain. They cannot do anything. They cannot do any operation or anything, because he was weak. He was already a weak man, having undergone a stroke and a heart attack. So somehow we struggled from 2016 up to now, up to recently. Yeah. So we have struggled with his health, but he was a very strong man. He always wanted to be strong for all of us. And most of the time, even when he was feeling weak, he didn't show us. He didn't show any of us that weakness. He was a very strong man to the end. So I say in him, I had a very good father for my children. I had a very good husband for myself. And when the final date came, that was on the 12th of June in the night, he was very happy. Our son had graduated, and we came home. He was so happy. So he said he wanted to retire to bed early. I kept on watching the TV, but somehow, unfortunately, I think the day, we say sometimes when when a person's time comes, it comes. And sometimes you say it is it's God's case. There is no appeal. So we can't say he was very okay. Even mentally, he had come back. We are saying Muse is recovering. Yeah, so he fell down. By the time I reached to the bedroom, I found him on the floor. It was John helped, and I want to say thank you, John. John helped to try to resuscitate him, but it was too late. So he left like that, and he was a very happy man because he was counting to me the blessings we have. That we have children, our children are stable. We have even the first grandchild is also stable, and he was telling me, I remember when we were coming from our firstborn daughter's house, because that's where we watched the graduation of his son, of our son, that is, when we reached around UG High, he said, now we can die peacefully. I said, where is that one coming from? He said, we can die peacefully because now the girls, I know they can survive, but the boy was my worry. And now that the boy has graduated, I know he's going to make it. So that is how he died. He died a very happy man, and that is why we should celebrate his life. We should celebrate it really. And God was kind enough. He gave us 6 years of taking good care of him. He took good care of us when he was a strong man. So we thank God for that. We thank God. He was a man that really did not believe much about any religion, but we are believers, me and my children, we believe. So he said from very early that when he dies, he wants no burial, he wants cremation. So that is what we are doing, because that was his wish, So I want to say thank you everybody. It is a sad day for us, but it's not a sad day because we are really celebrating his life. So he has left us with good memories. Everything, when we think about him, we have good memories of him. And I'm sure everyone who knew him knew that he was the kindest man. He had a big heart for everybody. He was generous and all that. So thank you all. Thank you, and may God rest his soul in eternal peace. Thank you.
We will give our tributes in order of birth. So, because I was the first one to call him father, I will be the first one to read my tribute. My father had many great loves in his life. The one I remember the most fondly was a dog named Tiger. In my 5-year-old eyes, Tiger was the most beautiful dog, but no matter how much I loved and adored him, Tiger had only one owner, my father. He was my father's best friend and faithful companion. Legend has it that when pets die, they cross over to a place just next to heaven, a place called Rainbow Bridge. There they wait for their owners, the ones they left behind. Once their owners are done with this world and its trials and tribulations, they cross over to the next world. They find their pets waiting faithfully for them at Rainbow Bridge. Then they cross the bridge together. Chachi, I know that Tiger was waiting for you at Rainbow Bridge. It's the deepest desire of my heart that you got the shock of your life to discover that there was something that came after this life. I can imagine you walking briskly without a walking stick, a book in hand, Tiger faithfully by your side, marveling at the beauty of your surroundings, and saying as you always said when your breath was taken away, Ayo, happy as ever, content as ever, telling your stories, laughing your laugh. The other great loves of Chachi's life were books, music, plants, poetry, philosophy, politics, history, the sun, his wife, his children, his grandchildren. I have also had many great loves in my life, but the greatest love of my life, by far and without a doubt, has and always will be this man that I have had the privilege to call my father. This is not goodbye, Chachi. This is see you later. To the best father in the world, I will say to you what you always say to me at the end of every phone conversation. Thanks very much. Be happy and we meet. Rest well, Chachi. Until we meet again, enjoy the sunshine, read your books, listen to your music, take your walks, and tell your stories. I love you, I love you, I love you. Mwah.
Hello everyone. Thank you for coming. We really appreciate. I'm Chachi's second born daughter, and I'll give my tribute to him. To my dearest Chachi, the biggest blessing in my life is having you as my father. You are my greatest love, and being your daughter is a great honor. You taught me the true meaning of love and sacrifice. You have been there for me in all of my fasts. First day of nursery all the way to my first day of college, you are physically present with me to help me transition into the new phases. You have been my biggest supporter, and every achievement in my life, you have been the first person I have called to share the news with. You have never let me struggle in any aspect. And knowing that I have your unwavering support has been a constant comfort. All the memories I have of you are memories full of love and laughter. You have been a great father to all of us and the pillar of our family. Losing you has been such a tremendous loss, but I feel so blessed for all the years we have shared together and the memories created. You are a man full of warmth and love to everyone, a man of principles and integrity, and I'm eternally grateful for all the life lessons you have imparted on me by way of example. Your parting shot to me each time we talked was, be happy. And I promise you, Chachi, I will strive each day to live on the great memories together and be happy. I love you, and I'll miss you every single day till the day we meet again. Rest easy, Chachi. You'll be forever loved.
So, Chachi has a son who is in the US right now. And I'm reading on his behalf. Thank you all for honoring my dad. I know some of you traveled a very long distance to pay your respects, and I know my dad would have loved seeing you all together. I appreciate you all coming out to celebrate the life of my father. While he was unable to beat death this time, he was a fighter through and through, and we all appreciate the last 6 years he fought just to be there for us. Growing up, he taught me to stand up for myself and let people know what I think. He raised me to be strong, confident, and to always believe in myself. I will never forget how supportive he was in my education and career, and he always wanted the best for me and my sisters. It was always assuring to know that he would always have my back, no matter how thick things became, and I have lost that now. He had my back the whole time, and I always felt safe when he was around, even when I was stepping out of my comfort zone. This theme carried into my adulthood. No matter the ups and downs that I faced, I could always count on him, our Chachi. He had a strong presence that many may have seen intimidating, but he had a gentle side. You could tell him anything, and he knew that he would never judge you, but instead would encourage you to follow your instincts. I will miss my dad's wonderful presence every day, and I am so grateful for the time I had with him. Rest easy, King. You will always be my hero. I love you. That's his son.
Hello everyone, my name is Asha. I'm his fourth-born daughter. Please call me Ashama. I'll read my tribute now. My Chachi, you have always been to me the true definition of love. In my entire life, I have dwelt on the knowledge that I am yours and you are mine, and I cannot explain to you how profound that has been. It has meant that my life has been easy because you took care of everything for me. It has meant that my world has been safe because you have always protected me. Nothing has ever been so hard for me because I was your daughter and I knew I could count on you for everything, and you have never let me down. I have beautiful memories of you. Memories too many to count. Memories of the wonderful father you have been and the brilliant man that you are. I always viewed you with deep admiration. and everyone around you was hoping inspired. You were a great man, someone who lived his life in his own terms. You had no illusions, walked in no one's shadow, and pursued that which you loved best. You were always the loudest in the room, the center of attention with all your captivating stories, full of humor and mischief. And when you laughed, it was as if the whole world laughed. It was loud, it was hearty, and it was without a care. You lived your life. You made great stories, stories that make us laugh, make us cry, make us wonder, and above all, make us not doubt for even 1 second that you lived. You made wonderful friends, was a father to many, and you touched so many lives. This is why today, even though this is the most heartbreaking experience I have ever had, I am here to celebrate you, to celebrate your wonderful life, one that can only be described as one big adventure. Your friends have referred to you as a legend, and for the fantastic father you have been, it is a crown greatly earned. You had 5 children and 2 grandchildren, and you managed to make us all feel so loved and so cherished that it can only be described as divine. You loved us with all of your heart, and every one of us knew it. And I know you knew that we all loved you with every fiber of who you are. I want to say thank you for all the lessons of love you have taught me. You are my first love, the love of my life, and the best father anyone could ever hope for. Thank you for loving my Diana ridiculously. It gave me great pride and honor to bear for you a grandchild who would give you so much joy in your sunset years. I can never tell you enough how grateful I am to you for loving her so openly. You will be greatly missed. The most painful part of losing you for me has been the thought of how much you love us and how difficult it will be for us to go on without you. But I take comfort in knowing that because of just how much you loved us, you would not have left us if it was not okay for you to leave. And so it is okay. Choose your time, and I accept it. I will let you go physically, but nothing in my heart has changed for you. You will remain with me, in my heart, in my thoughts, in my hair, in my skin, in my Liana, in all that I am. Goodbye, Chachi. You're my father, my love, my best friend, and my hero. I love you sincerely and dearly, always.
Hello everybody. Thank you so much for coming, and pole sana for your loss. My name is Usha, the last child of Chachi. They stopped at me because they found perfection. And now I will read my tribute to the man that loved me first. If you know him, you know now he would just be saying, what is all this? Dear Chachi, you always worried about how we would take the news of you leaving us. And once every so often you would bring it up when we were all together. We would never let you finish even the first sentence because we could not imagine a world without you. Well, Chachi, the most heartbreaking thing has happened to us. But the most beautiful thing has happened to you. And in all the emotions that I feel, though grief and heartache come a very close second, the most prominent one is gratitude. I am thankful to you for a childhood in which you spoiled me. So sure was I that you would bring me a sweet every evening, that whenever Shashi and I would have a fight during the day, I would promise him that I wouldn't share my sweet with him when you came home later. A childhood in which every time you removed my tooth, You would take me to Pogo Flats to buy me 2 fudge and 1 milk. And how you would buy me a storybook every time I was sick. I am thankful for a teenagehood in which you understood my unreasonable teenage emotions. I would come to you sobbing hysterically and even once wrote you a letter. And silly as my issues were, you never belittled me. You always listened to me. I am thankful for an adulthood in which I knew no matter what was happening in the grown-up world, I could always come home. We never had to stay in jobs we didn't want or spaces we didn't like. We could come home at whichever age and still be Chachi's little baby who can live here as long as they want. An adulthood in which he would still take me for my ear doctor's appointment, get into the room and even explain to the doctor what my problem was. You would stay with me the whole time the procedure was being done. And I was not a baby. I was in my 20s. I am thankful that you lived a full life and that it was your dream life. I have always thought you the most brilliant man, so intelligent. And I used to think that you could have been anything in the world. And I thought Eldoret and being a head teacher were too small for the phenomenal man that you were. I thought you would be president, an inventor, a scientist perhaps. But as I reflect over your life, I see that it could not have been any more perfect. You have always loved nature, and you got a space big enough to plant whatever you wanted. From the bananas from India you were so obsessed about, to the mighty Benjaminium that you promised us would tower to the skies. 64 Secondary School is greener, a little piece of paradise, because of you. You got to walk to work every day, your whole path filled with trees and red-brown earth, and you did it barefoot. You got to watch the stars every night as you walked back home, and feel the cool breeze and the scent of night breeze. You had enough time to read as many books as you wanted, and enough space to store them. You always liked young people, especially mischievous ones. You engaged all our friends when they visited us. Knowledge and education was so important to you. So what better way to spend your life than among youthful students whose funniest escapades you related to us in your thunderous voice, laughing before you even got to the punchline. A man forever young at heart, surrounded by you, the perfect man. I am thankful for the last 6 years. Thank you for holding on. I know it was for us, because they were not years that you enjoyed much. But it gave us a chance to know that we could lose you, and to cherish every moment we had with you. We got to tell you and show you, over and over again, that we loved you. And we got to hear you say it to us so many times. We got to finally repay how perfectly and wholeheartedly you took care of us. Thank you for giving us the chance to help you up the stairs, or look for your kerchief, or bring you toothpicks. Thank you for giving me the chance to take you to hospital and sit in the doctor's room and tell him what you felt. I know it wasn't easy for you, who always cherished your independence. But for us, especially now, it is a gift we are tremendously grateful for. And I am thankful to God that in all the fathers He could have given me, He thought me worthy of you. My entire childhood you were my hero, because you made me believe in magic when you made an egg bounce by filling it with cotton, and when you did card tricks. And in my adulthood, until the end of time, you will always be my hero, because you showed me that magic was real when you decided that no matter how many strokes or blood clots or complications you got, you would stay until we were ready, until you knew that we would be okay. 6 years of hospital and medicine, but in that 6 years, you have seen Sandia handle everything that needed to be done when the rest of us were all clueless and kindly complete her education. So you know that she is settled. You have seen Varun come ask for B's hand in marriage. You have seen Shashi graduate. You have seen Ashama start a family. You have given me away in a beautiful ceremony. You have seen Kylie get a job and her independence. And you have met the sunshine of your life, who has been the one who could make you happy no matter what, your queen, Liana. You have seen Mommy rise to the occasion and lead this family, manage everything and take care of you, and now you know that she can do it. You loved poems and could recite so many of them. And in saying goodbye, I will read you one of your favorite by Robert Frost. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. I suppose that poem meant the person shouldn't wander into destruction. But now in all this, I know why it was our poem, Chachi. Because the woods was you getting your well-deserved rest and stepping into a new world without pain. But you had promises to us to not leave until we would be okay. And now all the promises have been kept. And you have gone all the miles for us and beyond. And now, dear sweet Chachi, the woods beckon you, and you can finally sleep. And now you have lived a beautiful life. And as you step into the beautiful beyond, where you don't use a stick, where you run up the stairs faster than how you used to chase your children around, where you're not taking a single medicine, where your giant laughter will be had forever. All I can say is rest well, my sweet, dearest, darling Chachi. I love you, I love you, I love you, and we meet. Okay, so I'm Chachi's granddaughter. These are my parents. This is his daughter. So growing up with a grandfather like Chachi is truly one of my greatest blessings. Though he's no longer physically with us, I see his spirit and life in every single one of us whose lives he touched. One of my favorite memories is how when I was a child, I once told him I like fudge chocolate. For the next year, every single time he went to the shops, he came home with a fudge chocolate without fail. He was so kind and paid attention to everything I said, and I'll always love him for that. I'll always love him for providing for us. I can never forget him coming home every day and asking, what do I bring today from the shops for supper? I'll always love him for making me laugh when he had a drink or two with stories of his boisterous youth. I'll always love him for setting a perfect example of what living life on your own terms is. He was such a free spirit. I'll always love him for coming around and saying the words, I love you. Chachi, as much as I know he loved me, had a really hard time saying it. I would bug him all the time saying, I love you, do you love me? He would smile and say, that's obvious, do I need to say it? To which I would adamantly reply, yes. I suppose after years of this exchange, I wore him down. Eventually, we said I love you to each other in all of our conversations. I remember our last phone call so well. As usual, he asked me about the weather, work, if I had eaten that day, and if I had talked to my parents. Before he hung up, he said, and I love you. It was the most heartfelt I love you he ever said on the phone. It touched me so deeply, I still have a screenshot of the phone call. It's hard to believe and accept that he will never call me again. Yet, I feel peace knowing he's in a better place and he did everything he came here on earth to do. He's resting well, as he deserves. To my dearest Chachi, you are and will always be a part of me. I miss you more than words could possibly explain, but I'm happy knowing your soul is at peace. I'm certain we will meet and laugh together again. You will live on in all of us and in the generations to come in our children and their children. I love you.
Thank you everyone for coming. My name is Steve and I first met Chachi when my family moved in next door to the Joseph's house. I just turned 13 years old and very soon my own father was away very often and he played that role in my life. When I was a child, I was very shy. And one day he stopped me and asked me, why don't you speak? And I told him, I'm shy. And he encouraged me, he told me, no, you can speak, there's no problem, you can speak. It is almost as if he had given me permission. We shared a love of writing and reading. He encouraged me, he would lend me books. And that's when I knew I had earned his trust. He always encouraged me to write. When I first published my very first story in the Sunday Nation, it is Chachi who knocked on my door that morning with a copy of the Sunday Nation, and he told me, have you seen your story? And he was so excited and happy for me. He always encouraged me. He was kind And before my own mum passed, whenever he would meet me, he would always begin his greeting to me by asking me, "Mommy, Mrs. Martins, how is she? Is she good?" And then he would say, "That's good." And later on, he was kind to me and played the role of a father, and he also was the best grandfather to Kylie. And they brought each other a lot of joy and shared a special bond. So all I will say is go peacefully, Chachi, and I hope the family that you've left us behind, I hope we will make you proud. We will miss you and we love you very much. Thank you.
I am Prasad from Kitale. The sudden demise of Mr. George, it was quite shocking. So I say, Poledi Sana to the whole family members. Losing our parents at any age is a big loss to us. But the decision from above, which we need to accept. Everyone fondly called Mr. George Appen. Appen in our language means father. In real sense, he was a father to everyone. Loving, caring, and a respectable personality. As a teacher, he has molded, as a Malimu, he has molded several hundreds of students in whole Kenya. We must be proud of it. We must be proud of it. At the same time, though he has stayed in Kenya for almost 50 years, he had a lot of passion of his language in his heart. He has a collection of many articles at home in his language. Even at the last moment, he was planning to read several books, even some few minutes ago, before it happened. So he had a lot of passion towards his mother tongue in his language. That one we must appreciate it, we must cherish. So, to the family, I pray God to give you strength to bear this difficult situation. Please be strong. We pray God to keep his soul in eternal peace. On behalf of Kerala Association of Kenya, I express my deepest and heartfelt condolence to the family and his dear ones.
Good morning. I'm David, a family member. Anna is my sister, and we are deeply grieved for the passing on of George, who is my brother-in-law. My uncle's here. He speaks Ebola. On behalf of the whole family where I came from, we are deeply shocked. I came to learn of this yesterday, and I came straight to say my condolences. In reflection, I would just want to say George has finished his work. He was an educator, as somebody has admitted. And I think he came from Kerala, is it in India? From for many purposes, and he achieved his purposes. One was he met my sister, and I think the history is that he came as a part of a Catholic mission. But I was telling my sister, he was brought here for you, and you can see the fruits, the children. In our culture, we say we don't even count cows you have left. We don't count the buildings you have left. We count the children you have brought up. And I want to say they have been brought up very well. So there are many times we have not met. But I believe George, being an educator, he was. Me, I work in the Ministry of Education. And he was a teacher by excellence. And he did a lot. His legacy mainly was to teach. And he taught also. And that's why the children are blessed. You are blessed because of the hard work he gave. If we were to announce, especially in the morning, where he taught for many years as a principal, the whole village would be here. They did not know only. Because he played a big role. Those big people, the chiefs, the teachers in the morning, and also 64 here, they passed through his hands. So he has a legacy, and we thank God for him. Let's give him to rest. We let him rest. God has had a purpose that he lived for all those 78 years. And he was a great friend to my father. They were great friends. My father passed on last year. That is father-in-law, actually father-in-law. And he was so great. They were very great friends. Otherwise, Paul Sena, but we let's be encouraged knowing that he has finished his job. And I believe you will take over from there and do other things for humanity like he did. Thank you so much.
Yes, good morning. Yes, my name is Dr. Joseph Tanu. My son is the son-in-law to the late Captain Tanu. We have also come with you, with the family this morning, and all of us, we know we have lost a great teacher, a great father, and a great everything. With us as a family, we have also come to be part of you. It's sad, at the same time, we are happy for what he has done. His destiny, as we have been told, is of course destiny, because he has touched the lives of many of us. And that's the essence of living in this world. You make a difference as you live. So we can count what he has done from the time he came up to where he has left it. So, and Mama, you have come to say sorry. We are together. I had moments with him, especially last year, when our son told us that he wants to send us somewhere. We Kalenjin, we say, we are going to look for something good. And we came as a family, we met the family, and that it was great. He really talked to us. And what he told me, I can't forget, is that my son has been around, and that he has loved him, and that there is no worry to worry. We don't have to explain with many words what we want from the family. So, pole sana. We have come to, the Kalenjins and also the Indians and all this. We have come to learn a lot of things. We used to hear, but actually we are one thing at the same time. Bit of it is that when we told our relatives we are going for engagement in the family of an Indian, they told her, wow, you want your son to be married by the lady? Are you getting it? So we found that this was just myths or misinformation. We have learned a lot And we also followed what he did, especially when he was teaching. He told even my brothers and sisters in those sides of morning, and that I was told of a story, which I'll just narrate a little bit, that there was a time, there was a known animal which was around destroying the sheep and what have you. And that one day they decided, now the vijanas and what have you with him, they decided to go and hunt in the maize plantation. So what happened is that it was a lion or something like that. It was a lion. Yeah. So what happened is that he said he doesn't need anything. He will just hold. With him, he will just that animal was nothing to him. But when the animal roared, I hear he fainted. That was the story I was told by someone, I don't know. That he was so strong here. Let's go, guys. We're gonna make it. But when it roared, I think he was ducking, eh? So, Paul Sana, we have come as a family. Yeah. He told me, take care of my daughter. That's what he told us during the engagement. Take care of my daughter. And we are there for you. So we have come with Mama, she is here. Yes, and also some of my kids are here. So, Paul, we are together. God bless. Sorry, I forgot it. I also have condolences from His Excellency Governor Mandago. I would have loved to be here, but he has another function. He's aware, he knows the old man. And even during the engagement, he was there. He was part of us. And also, Kerish, MD KTS, has also sent some condolences to the family. He's away, he said he will come. He's a friend of mine. Thank you.
Yes, good morning, everybody. Yes, I'm here this morning because this great man is my brother-in-law. He married my sister, and I think he was one of our first brothers-in-law. So we've lost a great man, and we really wanted to celebrate his life because he did a lot as a family man. He tried his best to take care of our sister, his children, and I think we never had any problem, any issue with him because he was a family man. And I think he was also an inspiration to all of us because this was one man who always studied, always wanted people to study, and he really encouraged all of us to study and excel in our studies. So I think we learned a lot, and as he sleeps, I think the good work that he studied, the family will take care of the good things he studied. So I think my sister, you have to encourage yourself. All these children will look upon you, and I know you are strong and you will take care of them. I know that will be his wish, and we will pray with you, and I know God will be there for you and the family. God, thank you all of you. God bless you.
Somebody from Kandathil.
May I greet all of you? How are you? My name is Madam Judy Chapweno. I work with Madam Andros in the same department, and our colleagues are still on the way, but they'll find us later. I would like to say we are very sorry as a university. We really felt, and we know the pain you're going through, and we pray that God may help you through this time of grief, that He will console you and fill in the gap. Allow me to read a letter from our VC that has just been sent. I'll read as it is. University of Kabianga, from the Office of the Vice Chancellor. This letter has been written by Professor Wilson Kibungeno, who is our Vice Chancellor. It's a message of condolence. Dear family, relatives and friends, the University of Kabianga has learned with great sorrow and deep regret of the passing on of Mr. George Jose Kandathil, The deceased was the beloved husband to Mrs. Anne Gerono Joseph, who is a staff of the University of Kabianga attached to the Department of Linguistics, Literature and Communication. The demise of Mr. Jose has heavily touched us. We are here to support each other during this time of grief. Our prayers, thoughts, and emotions are with you during this very difficult time of mourning. We trust God to grant you strength and grace to bear with this loss. It is our prayer that God will continue to shower His blessings upon you as a family as we honor the late Mr. Kandathil in great things that he did, which will keep his legacy to be remembered and remain as loving memories to forever bind you. May the Almighty God rest his soul in eternal peace. Professor Wilson Kibileno, the Vice Chancellor. Thank you. Colin Sally.
Good morning. I would like just to be here to share with the family on the demise of Jojo, who was a legend of 64 Secondary School. The name 64 Secondary School will not be pronounced without Jojo's name coming in. For he loved and he has a passion for education, and always say he has fought a big fight. May God rest in peace.
Okay, so I think we're done with the program. So we'll proceed. Vipin and Datu will take the body to the fire. And then Mom and the 4 girls.
Kuja na chadi.
Joto amrak kau pada awak dia sih. Am jauh sih ni baca. Boleh baca punya ni dia. Nah, itu amat kau boleh pun. Punya punya ni dia. Mana amna ni. Tu boleh. Apa jus?
उधर बंद कर लो
Ikianza kubana nikashuti bela babo tena
First, let the air come. I request everybody to go and sit in the viewing area, please. You know, in the seats down there. No more photographs, and please.
Let's go the line this way. Get the right view. That's how it goes. Yeah, from here. This one,
Yeah, I'm very so happy.
I know the building.
I don't know who is over. I knew George.
What is all this?
I know you have struggled very hard.
That's why we're
Mali zako. Kemarin kena, saya kau dah fanya. Ini bawa tu kan fanya lagi. Itu ni jangan aku transfer tu. Kena, kalau kita mau fanya, ini kita fanya ini cek. Au ni posa alafu posa hivi akirudi ile link itaactivate tena. Wame notice inaenda. Llevame.
I wish I could do what you were doing.
There was a lady that came to
Please.
I was like, because I'm in a dark and such that she wasn't
There's another one here.
You have many.
Please, make sure you ask me for your phone.
Yes.
Otherwise, I will be a phone reacher. Good. This one looks great. I think that's enough.
Yani puno no.
Thank you.
Maybe the TV.
Now we hook myself. Photoshop. Pangone. Pangone. Pangone.
Bayeme.
Wacha tuulize huyu mwenye kupika picha. Unaweza kunipiga picha na colleagues wangu ama ni nani anapiga picha? Oh, ndio wale. Tuende sana.
Nick, twende hivi.
Kelly, hold up. My boys.
Sinadenda. Si imeisha. Wasikie tu.
Wanaume simgotane sasa waambie mwagiane. Mgotane mnapiga story tu peke yenu tu hata ati yuko. Yes. Like just to reach out to Dean. Yes. Thank you guys, thank you.
Daddy and mommy.
Hmm?